Hello, everyone, and welcome to the today's episode of the podcast. We are truly honored to have with us a visionary leader who has left a lasting mark on the Indian automobile industry, Mr. Ravi Kant, as the former CEO and the Vice Chairman of Tata Motors. He has been at the most forefront of the someone of the company's most transformative milestones, including the launch of the globally recognized innovations like the Tata Nano and the expansion of Tata Motors on the international stage. With decades of experience in the leadership, strategy, and business transformation, Mr. Ravi Kant continues to inspire entrepreneurs, business leaders, and the young professionals alike. Today, we'll be diving into his incredible journey, his insights on the leadership, and his visions for the future of the industry. So, without further ado, let's welcome Mr. You're most welcome.
Thank you.
So now, sir, shall we be proceeding with the interview
Yes, please.
questions? And the first question is, Mr. Kant, from leading Tata Motors during some of its most defining years, including the acquisition of Jaguar Land Rover, what leadership philosophy guided you through the challenges, and what message would you give to young leaders who aspire to take bold decisions in uncertain times?
Yeah, I think you have hit the nail on his head. The times are very different in 21st century. Couple of things. Number one is the intensity of uncertainty and unpredictability and disruption has really ramped up a lot, and therefore it is difficult to even estimate things going forward for the next 2 years or so. In this kind of situation, therefore, a rigid hierarchical organization cannot work, and therefore, you need to have a more flexible, uh, 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 anticipatory, reactive kind of organization. And this is very important for people to understand that a rigid organization structure cannot hold in these changing situations no more. The second point is that there is a tsunami of information which is flooding everybody. And this, information has always been going up, but now its extent has gone beyond anybody's imagination. A professor at MIT, who's a very learned person who's written books on singularity and is also a senior advisor to Google, he mentioned some years ago that the rate of progress is doubling every decade. So, what it means is that a century of progress is getting condensed in a month. That was before Chat GPT and all that. So now it can be
Okay.
condensed in a week. Day after tomorrow, with the technology, the way it's progressing, it could be condensed in a day. So, or immediately. Therefore, in this kind of situation, it is impossible that one person will be able to have all the knowledge, one person will be able to absorb everything, one person will be able to keep track of things which are changing. And therefore, you need to have a distributed leadership. You need to have a number of persons who are kind of experts in their fields or looking after various things. They go absorb things, watch things, absorb things, and bring them to a central place and where the final decision making is taking place. Therefore, it is important for us to be a person, not kind of an know-all person, a person who feels that he knows everything and therefore he gives orders and command and control type of person. So that cannot work in today's situation. And therefore, it is
Excellent.
important that we change the format of leadership itself. And therefore, the leadership is itself the kind of thing that I'm talking about. A leader must now become more a coach, more a facilitator, more to enable other people to do their jobs in a better fashion.
Excellent, sir. So, proceeding with the second question, sir. The Tata Group is often described as more than a company, its legacy, a value system, and a responsibility. How did you balance profit making with nation building, and how can India's youth learn to integrate ethics with the ambition in their own journeys?
You see, when you are talking on a long term basis for a more
Yes,
sustainable kind of situation, then you can do it. It is not difficult. I've been in many companies, and everywhere we were able to balance this thing. Yes, the challenges are there. Things may not happen. Things may take a long time, but you got to stick to your guns. You got to stick to your value systems, and if you stick to that, then over a period of time, people also begin to realize that this cannot any kind of terra meda thing is not going to work here, and therefore people come to you with straightforward answers, which come to you without any expectation of any gratification of various other kinds. And this is possible to do it. As I said, it takes time. It has challenges, and sometimes it delays the process. But you got to understand what is your priority. If your priority is your value systems, if your priority is your ethics, then you will not do it. So temporarily the business may suffer, but overall on a sustained basis, I think business is much better. It goes much better. People who work in the business have a more kind of relaxed frame of mind. They are not under pressure. They are not under tension, and they can do things in a better way. They can have a good night's sleep every night, and that is, I think, that is very important. So whether it was at say Hawkins pressure cookers or Tata Titan watches or Tata Motors and all these, everywhere you were able to combine the value systems with this thing. You didn't have to uh, give in to various pressures which may come to you.
all right, got your point. Okay, so my third question is, sir, the automobile industry today is undergoing a massive transformation with the rise of electric vehicles, connected technologies, and a growing emphasis on sustainability. Based on your experience of leading change, how do you see the future of mobility evolving, and what unique opportunities does India have to position itself as a global leader in this space?
Well, you see, this, as you know, I left Tata Motors a dozen years ago. So
Yeah.
I can only give my opinion as a common man, not as a person who's involved in the business. So I personally feel that electric vehicles are the need of the hour. Electric vehicles have to do. Yes, there are many challenges of as far as customer is concerned, range anxiety, and therefore you need to have more charging stations. You need to have quick charging stations. You need to have now battery replacement systems and things like that. Also, they can be managed, and they are being managed. For example, in China, I believe now electric vehicles sell more than diesel or petrol vehicles. So, if it is possible to do it, elsewhere also it is possible to do it. And yes, the battery is one problem now. As we said, the rare earths are having a problem. So all this problem will be there, but I think the human ingenuity is so strong. They they would find a solution or the other. A lot of work is going on around the world, and this, as I feel, can be a temporary setback. But the road forward for vehicles is, I think, electricity, and that is what will go. Things like hydrogen and all, they have promise, they have potential, but it is way far out in the horizon.
Okay, sir. I think so. Like Indians are facing a lot of problem challenges in the EV vehicles, and most of the Indians are today's like cannot fully trust on the EVs vehicle. So, what's your point of view? Like, do you think there is a future for the EV vehicles that they will gonna penetrate in this in like Indians? The thought
Yeah,
of the process.
anything that you do in the beginning has challenges, have hiccups, and we must realize that. And therefore, at least the early users have to come forward and do it. And over a period of time, it will happen. I mean, those people who want to wait, they will wait. But those people who want to be the first, those people who want to be adventurous, those people who feel that they should encourage this kind of new technology, they will come forward and do it. A lot of people are doing it in India also. So
Yes, sir.
it's a question of your mindset. Do you want to play so safe that only when everybody has a EV, then I'll be the last person to have a EV, or you want to say, okay, it's a new technology. Yes, I know there will be hiccups, but I want to go and try it. I want to participate in reducing pollution. I want to participate in caring for the planet. So especially, the older generation may not be so hung up on that, but definitely
Right.
the younger generation, Gen Z and all,
Yes.
it's a very caring and sharing generation, and therefore they would not like to encourage doing things which harm the planet, and therefore and their own neighborhood, or their own children. So it is going to, I would say, electric is something which is the thing, and I think we should all embrace it, fully knowing that yes, in the beginning there are challenges, but they will be overcome.
Yeah, people will gonna adopt that. All it takes that to change the mindset of the people. It's
Yes.
correct. My fourth question is, sir, you have worked closely with Mr. Ratan Tata, a figure admired globally for humanity and vision. Could you share with us an unforgettable lesson or moment that has stayed with you and how it shaped your own leadership?
You see, I'll tell you in general is there are many good things that I have learned, absorbed from Mr. Tata. But
Yes.
perhaps the most outstanding would be that that how to think big. Uh, Although I am also a born optimist, and I would like to look at brighter side of the picture. But I could never imagine that you could think that big till I came in contact with Mr. Tata, till I could see his own thinking and feel and embrace that kind of thinking to myself. Is how to think so big. If we had not done that, we wouldn't have been able to take over. They would truck companies in South Korea or Jaguar Land Rover in the UK, or come with a product like Ace, which doubled the commercial vehicle market, or things like that. So I think thinking big is one. Number two, followed
Okay.
by that, is giving person the freedom and responsibility to execute that idea. That is
Okay.
very important. And third, I think most important is to give person psychological safety. That means if things go wrong, and things can go wrong, and things do go wrong, to say that okay, if it's not your fault, you are not going to be blamed, but you are going to be taken care of in some form or other. So if organizations have this, you make people give the ability to think big, and to give the freedom to execute it, and to give psychological safety that they will support or back them up. I think all organizations can change like that, and I think this is a very powerful idea. And therefore, you need to have a very open mind. You need to have an open mind to be able to see those big ideas, able to see that thing. Your antenna should always be kind of there, so that if ideas are just floating around or passing by, you are able to catch it. That I think is very important, and that's something which I don't think I could have learned better than what I have been able to do. The kind of being with Mr. Tata for over 15 years.
So I think, sir, this is a problem which the majority of the Indian youth are facing. Like you said, everyone has a dream. They have a big dream. But to fulfill them, they work, but there's something limitation they're having it. Like the fear of failure. This is one of the biggest factor. So how
Yeah.
do you see that? How can we can overcome them? if you want to give a
Yeah,
solution.
yeah. You see, the two things which I find there is a problem. One is, although they come with open mind and they've seen a bright thing, but then they immediately develop a closed mind. That means, in the sense, they feel that nobody else knows about it, and therefore they are the only ones who knows about it, and only one who can convert it into reality. But
Yes.
that's very far from truth, and therefore you need to have a spirit of trusting people. You need to collaborate, you need to leverage strengths of people, and then only you are able to do things in a concerted manner. If you are able to form a good team and do it, otherwise things don't work out in life like that. So I would advise everybody to be very open minded, look at things, learn from others. Other people have a strengths, leverage those strengths, and form a team, and go forward. Because if you think you are the only ones who knows it all, then you are going to make mistakes, and especially when things are changing, and you have to act. And many times with closed mind, what happens is what is now being called the new ROI. The
Yes.
new ROI is risk of inaction. So if you don't take action in this fast changing world, then there'll be problems you'll be facing.
Like it's the action which
Thank
you need to take it first.
thank
That's
you.
okay. The last question is, sir, for this video. Sir, it's a similar question. I'll again repeat it. Sir, our generation often asks itself, can we really create impact on scale, having lead transformations that affected millions? What advice would you give to the Indians youth about resilience, risk taking, and the courage to dream beyond boundaries?
Yeah, I think that's important. What you're saying is absolutely correct, and I think uh, the new generation, Gen Z, and the one to follow, uh, they have very bright minds. They have tremendous advantage of technology, which was not available, say, 20 years ago, even 20 years or 25 years ago. So you have the
Yes.
huge advantage of technology, and they are born into that. So they take like fish to water, and they are very adept and good at it, and therefore they can make huge change. So as far as technology is concerned, as far as those things are concerned, I think they'll all be available. But where I think they lack, or they should be looking at, is much more important thing is about themselves or people and their mindsets. So I feel that by trying to control everything, by trying to do things, you will not go very far. And there may be rare exceptions. I'm not saying that, but I would say great majority of people, you will not go very far. And therefore, you need to be looking at one with an open mind. And number two is to ability to create powerful teams. And how do you create powerful teams? By creating trust. Trust is trust is the most valuable commodity in world today,
Yeah.
because you can't find trust, and trust is declining. And therefore, if you are able to create trust, if you are having people who can do whatever they want, because I've had personal experience of that,
Okay.
and I'm seeing full teams, and therefore leader has to be at the back. So what I call is leading from the back. I don't know if you've heard the leading from the back, and let me show to you. Just hold for a minute.
Yes. That's nice.
So you can tell your audience to buy. It's a simple book. It's a story book. It's a parable. It's a parable, and the very short kind of thing, 120 pages or so of story, and therefore you can read it fast. People can read it fast, and there are a lot of endorsements. One endorsement you can see on the top is from Ratan Tata,
Yes.
and it's been co-authored by two American authors. It's a very simple. You can read it. Audience can start implementing. That's all I'm saying.
Definitely, sir.
That's all I'm saying.
Definitely. Yes, sir. Definitely, I would love to read and also recommend people in the audience to just go and buy and just have a look and read this book
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I am fond of
sure.
such kind of things. Excellent, sir.
Thank you.
Uh, just as a
Thank you.
yes, sir.
Thank
Just a
you.
question, sir, that you have been, worked in a several organizations from your past decades, years. So, what is the one of the best thing and the moment that you enjoyed in the organization? Like, what is the best part? Like, what is the best company that you enjoyed and worked in? There must be something.
You see, as I started off by saying, I'm an
Yes.
optimist, and therefore I enjoy wherever I am. I enjoy every situation. I'm not looking at situation as to what is the problem there, what are the faults there. I'm not looking at person जो इसमें क्या weakness है, इसमें क्या ये है. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at the positive parts. I'm looking at what strength people have. What are the positive things? And once you have that kind of a mindset, then you keep going forward. You keep going forward. Of course, you will have challenges. Of course, you will have roadblocks. Of course, but I think the idea is to keep negotiating that, because life is never okay. Okay, thank you.